They've got a 1:30?
We do, and we're working on our budget at 1 o'clock. So.
Oh, you're budgeting right now?
Yes.
With Judge Flynn?
Yes.
Good. How much does he want more?
Right. He's pretty good, actually.
He didn't ask me. Everybody else does.
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for some money too.
All right.
I need an assistant between now and retirement.
Well, we have an application, I think just one. Documents, that might be
I
really
think there's gonna be some more.
Is there? When is the deadline, do you know?
Deadline for the application is tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Okay, all right.
But I have had a lot of people ask me.
Good.
I've given out applications.
All right.
But they have, I don't know if they're turning them in.
Hopefully. It's better to have more
Oh, sure.
to choose from. Yeah. So are you here to see us, Mike?
About that very subject.
All right.
I just wanted to remind them. Commissioner,
Thank you.
and same thank you. And just to remind them that this is a interjurisdictional DES office between the city and the county, based upon this agreement here of 1985. And of course, I'd like to participate in the selection process. And I'd like to put together kind of a rating type deal for what kind of. And then I would also recommend to the commission is maybe somebody like from the city council participate. I ran into Mike today, Malay at the Bob's, almost said IG, Bob's, and he'd like you, but he said he'd have to do it in the afternoon. I said, well, I don't know appoint anybody. That's up to the commission. We'll make that selection process. So it hasn't.
We'll have to check both of that with HR.
Sure.
The reason is yes, there is an agreement. The employee is the responsibility of the county and the liability of the county in total. The city doesn't pay anything towards DES.
Correct.
And I don't know, some departments, and certainly with elected officials, you cannot participate in the selection of your person who will be taken over after you. So this is different, and your level of expertise makes me want to have your input, but we'll need to check with Michelle and just make sure that that's okay.
Sure.
And I'll check with her on both the city too. Generally, we don't have anyone who's not a county employee on the hiring panel, but with this interlocal agreement, maybe that's different.
Okay,
So-
so run by the three.
Yeah,
See what
you
you
guys
think.
have any thoughts?
I mean, I think it's really important to,
But,
with Mike, with,
Yeah.
with your expertise, to have you on the board. I mean, it just would be good for us to pick the right candidate.
Now, a couple people have asked me about the job. I've given them out just factual information. They've asked for letters of recommendations. I said, no, I don't do that because I might be in the hiring process. So I don't want to stack the deck.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but anybody that's asked, I just, actually given out an application.
Good.
People asked me to pick it out in job description. I got it from Michelle, just passed it. So I just told them, remind them that the deadline's tomorrow at 5. But, I said, no, I don't think it would be a good thing for me to do, to make, recommend anybody. Although some people think they're qualified.
Sure.
We're gonna probably have some of the standard people that apply for these kind of things. At least that person was telling me they were interested. We'll see. I don't know if he's applied or not.
Okay.
Our Red Cross representative. He's very much so interested, but I told him it's just not my decision.
Yeah, we can
I'll
get
apply.
answers on this afternoon and even have it ready to go next week, hiring committee.
No real rush. I'm gonna be around.
There is, because I would like somebody, and I shouldn't speak for everybody, but somebody to train under you before you go.
Well, I plan to be, and I can stick around a little bit even after.
Okay.
So I'm working on some PERS stuff, and they made a couple mistakes. A couple mistakes in my PERS. I thought I had more monthly or more,
Okay.
but they made a mistake. One of them was here in Broadwater County, and when we switched to Black Mountain, I didn't get PERs taken out of my check, and I didn't realize it until the beginning, well, to the end of the year, and I got a statement.
Okay,
And Michelle, not Michelle, but Debbie's corrected me. And
Okay.
that's gone into PERs. And then the state of Montana, when I go out on these fires, I'm an employee of DNRC. And in 2006, I didn't get any credit. And DNRC's in the process of putting that in. And when I just assumed I had enough, you gotta have a minimum time to retire. So
Sure.
I might be a couple months short, is what they're telling me.
okay,
Well,
So
all right.
I may not retire until the end of the year or something like that, but that's up to the commission. I haven't officially, gave you a written resignation or anything. I put my target date to October 31st.
Okay,
Because the idea is to close out the federal fiscal year, which is in September, and get my grants all closed out, all my paperwork in, so that the new person wouldn't have to deal with any of that stuff, and then train the new person. That's kind of how I picked that game.
okay,
But I might not get it all done. I thought I could get it done in 30 days, but I see it's harder to get it done. Part of the problem is Montana DES. They've gone on these grants and gone online, and you do it all online, post all your stuff online now. And they've got a lot of trouble with what they call it grant funding, Montana MT funding, Montana MT.org, I guess is what it is.
okay,
And it's, I think Department of Commerce uses them quite a few. DES is having, they're transitioning to that. So I have some reimbursements I want, like, we were gonna close out our radio grant, well, I haven't been able to do that yet. They haven't got the website ready to do that, figuring that out. Some of those grants, I've got all the money spent, I need to close them out, but they're not ready for
sure.
me to do that yet. But anyway, we're working on it. It's just anytime you have change in grant writing stuff, go electronic, it's a challenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Sure.
You know how it was when we went to Brown,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're still
We're
dealing
still
with
having
that,
issues,
yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean. Anyway, that's all I would say. I just wanted to brief you kind of where we're at.
I'm really glad you came in, because this will be good for us to learn how this works.
I'll visit with Cal a little bit, never thought anything about that.
Yeah,
But, you know, my experience in government, somewhat limited. You know, I worked for the state and stuff, but it's never been at the level of hiring and firing. I was always just a budget analyst or a
Sure.
employee of the legislature. Or a firefighter. All right, you
Thank
gonna
you
do
very
budget
much.
now?
we are, you wanna stay and listen?
Oh, who's
This would be
budget,
really
who's
good.
budget young?
General fund,
Oh,
You're in
trying-
there.
Trying to figure out mill levies, huh?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's see. Being a landowner. I just don't think you need to go all the way to the permissive top.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Okay, see
Mike.
you guys. Thank you.
You know, since we just have a few minutes, would you guys mind if we took care of the mail that I forgot about
Yeah.
on Monday?
You bet.
Rather than getting into the nitty-gritty of the mail, the budget?
Budget
And I think this will go a lot faster than,
this morning,
so-
oh, I agree.
Yeah. So, there's not a lot, and I'm gonna do our signature stuff first, and the other can wait if it needs to. So, we have payroll, excuse me, in the amount of 165,703.76.
And I'll make a motion to pay payroll in the amount of $165,704.76.
So moved and seconded to pay payroll in the amount of 165,704.76. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, we have another payroll too. We did not get paid twice, just one report is later and the other one is earlier. So the second payroll is in the amount of 166,523.65.
I'll make a motion to pay payroll in the amount of $166,525.65. Motion.
It's been moved and seconded to pay payroll in the amount of 166,523.65. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And we have approved claims from last week in the amount of $35,912.69.
And I make a motion to pay the approved claims in the amount of $35,912.69.
So moved and seconded to pay approved claims in the amount of $35,912.69. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. There you go. Thank you. And we have from the Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, some administrative arm changes. We have some commission bills. And general fund. And we have a letter from the Montana Department of Transportation. And this is regarding the Missouri River Toston Bridge load posting. For public safety, the bridge over the Missouri River on 1-9 Toston needs to be load posted. Please, and yeah, it's got some serious issues. It's installed single
I don't know.
load.
Yeah, it has been posted, I mean, there's been a little bit of.
So there's type 3, type 3S2, and type 3.3.
Will they do that, or does Dana take care of that?
Nope, they will do that because
Okay.
it's a state bridge.
Ah, yes.
Thank goodness for us.
So we are a type 3. So what if we were to, is this the one they're replacing in 2018?
No, this is the old one. It's got the historical rating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dana was signed up. Like a year ago.
Sooner or later, that thing's just gonna become a walking bridge.
That's what the engineers were saying. We had a meeting with them out there about 6 months ago. That's what they said. The only way to save it is going to be making a walking bridge. Not immediately. It's got a couple of years left, but not a lot. Right, that's
I
all.
was, as I went, and just because we only have a couple minutes, but I was really impressed when I went through this line item by line item. I was really impressed with,
You have a very flat tire on your truck, driver rear. I just wanted to let you know, so, because I mean, I jump in my rig and I take off, and I never even noticed, so I just wanted to let you know.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
no problem.
Go ahead and fix it if you want.
Go ahead and fix it if I want. I don't know how to get a new Chevy tire off.
Oh, or sometimes, or you mean getting the spare.
You get the spare out, yeah. That's the problem. But anyway, I just wanted you to know.
Okay, thank you.
So I better find Mike, so. Take care, guys.
Hey,
You too.
Eric. Plus it'd be illegal.
What's that?
It'd be illegal
illegal.
on county time to change a commissioner's tire. Big time bad idea.
Oh, okay. See ya.
See ya.
Extension. It seemed like she really went through her budget and areas that she could downsize, she did.
Yeah.
I was actually quite impressed going through her budget, and she thought she did a really good job of doing that.
Yeah, I think she's pretty good, very much attention to detail. Hey, Ann.
Hey, what's happening, Miss Ann?
Oh, you know, people started showing up there and then actually wanted me to do click and record it, so.
What
That's
the
just
deuce?
Yeah,
Do they not understand who you are?
oh, I know. More to the point, do they not understand who you are? Okay, are we ready for this show?
I think so, the camera's on.
Oh, is it on already?
Yeah, and we
Okay.
did do some quick mail,
Oh, okay.
just signing stuff.
Alrighty.
Now we're ready for our phone call, and Corey's right on time.
Thanks, Rob.
Good afternoon.
Thanks, Rob. Okay, let me move my stuff for you.
Welcome back, Mike.
Well, hello. Any chance we could cover a couple things before the phone call? Because
Sure.
I think we need to do probably an update on last week's closed door issue.
Should we do closed door,
Possibly at the end.
sure, yeah. I'm wondering about Brian, last time we had him, waiting
did-
for us,
did
and we were
we-
2 hours late.
Oh, no, I.
So a couple
think
minutes late's okay.
I'm gonna have a few minutes to go on this. One is, there is a thing called a public administrator in local government. You all aware of this?
Yes.
It's for someone who has a state or whatever, and they don't have someone that does something associated with the state. Well, we had an attorney from Great Falls contacting me because they needed a public administrator in the county. So I started looking around to find out who is this person, and then I asked Harold to help me. So Harold has done some research, and he says, the voters of Broadwater County did not eliminate the office of public administrator. It does exist. It appears to be vacant. It has not been consolidated with the position of county attorney, which currently happens in some counties. So, he believes it exists as a separate office and is currently vacant. And very few counties have either a standalone public administrator or a standalone salaried full-time public administrator. And in a year and a half, I've had one for sure need on it and one additional. So, he says what he recommends is, number one, we fill the position. There's a couple ways to do that.
This is public administrator.
Yes. Turns out, the district court can appoint one as an administrator of an estate if there is no public administrator. There's a case for that, and it's extremely old, it's from 1898.
Wow.
Secondly, the county commission can fill the vacancy until the next election. Because of where we are in the cycle, it would have to be the 2018 election. Make sense? And then we would have to figure out what's, he recommends that you just have them bill, or basically pay them for their hours that they work on those particular things. Other than that, they really wouldn't do anything. But that will be something we need to figure out as we go. But in the meantime, we do have one estate that is contacting me, asking me who is our public administrator. So, that is new as of yesterday. I sent in the request for help last week. So, I haven't had a chance to fully digest it, but I thought I'd bring that to your attention. Any comments on that, or any suggestions on what we should do, besides a little more research and talk to Harold? Is that?
Yeah, definitely just what is the process we need to follow? We can go ahead and get that started, just let us know what the process is.
District judge will appoint somebody, right?
Yeah,
That's
the only
per
issue with
case.
that is that is an 1898 case, and we've had a lot of statutory changes and the Constitution changed since then. So I've got to research that and find out if that's still good law. It may be. Because there are some catch-all, the district judge can do whatever justice requires provisions. So we may still do it. Okay?
So we'll wait to hear from you,
Okay.
okay?
I'll work on this. Secondly, the BLM bill, I have not sent the letter to the internet provider, I will do that, I just got behind. Have we started the process of paying the bill though? There's two issues we have to do for BLM. One is pay the bill and then send a bill to Montana Internet to reimburse us. Secondly, is there's an annual site survey that somebody in our county does that goes up there. We should be, seems to me we do them in the fall, so I suspect our 2016 site survey is close to due. I'm thinking October is when we were supposed to turn it in. Does that ring a bell? So, through whatever back cross messages back in the day, the sheriff originally one of the commissioners did it. I want to say Commissioner Pettis did it. Then Brenda did it, and then now it's in the arena where it's probably, I don't know, who could do it. You guys could do it. You could ask Wayne to do it. You could ask who would it be appropriate. It's a
DES.
Say again.
DES.
Yeah, he's not anything to do. He could.
What do you want me to survey?
My sense is it's about a 10-minute task. So I will send a letter and copy you, but I've sent all the bill information to all of you and copied Debbie on it, and they are wanting an answer for us pretty soon. Mr. Wyatt from BLM did get back to me and confirmed that they have not been charging us late fees there, which was a request I made of him, but he said your late fee grace period is running out quickly, so please pay it. So we have to charge late fees. Okay? And the last issue is I am likely going to request an Attorney General's opinion to get a final answer on this intergovernmental transfer issue. And the way that works is there's no Supreme Court cases on point. There's no Attorney General opinions on point. So the way the law reads is that if the Attorney General offers a written opinion, it has the force of law unless it's later overturned by a court or by a legislative statute. And the way the process is, and I know this because I used to work there, I never did any of his opinions, but I know this is the process. What they ask is that you send them a request for exactly what is your legal issue you want answered. And then you send them a legal memo giving them the background and the recommended correct answer. So I'm going to work on that, and I would just say that if any of you have resources or anything you want me to look at, work on that. It's going to take me a few weeks. I will not get it done before my trial next week. My goal is to get it done between my September and October trials. And then I'm going to also give them a draft before I send them the official, so that if they need me to do any further research. But the short answer is, in my view, it's unless we get a statutory clarification, which we're not going to get from the legislature, this is the clearest way for us to put this issue to rest once and for all. And the question is something along the lines of, can counties contribute money to the IGT, Intergovernmental Transfer Program, for a Medicaid match, and that the benefit of that, I'll word this better, would go to a nursing home in this situation, and the sub-question of that is, in this situation, qualifying it as a county nursing home. Okay? And the counter argument to that obviously is those who say for whatever reason it doesn't qualify. But I'd like to do that in order to, because this is such a novel issue. I've done enough research on this. There's not an answer currently in interpretive case law.
You haven't made a decision on this yet.
No, what I'm saying is,
Okay, what else?
I'm gonna ask the Attorney General for, here's the difference. A county attorney can give a legal opinion and say, Commission, I'm telling you, go ahead and do this, or don't do this, whatever. It's, even though I'm the county, it's an opinion from a lawyer. Even though it's from the county attorney, so, it's the lawyer you guys are, the voters put me in here so you can rely on me. There's nothing to prevent the person across the county line from coming to an opposite conclusion and telling their commission the opposite. When the Attorney General is a different story. By law, his interpretation carries the interpretive weight of law unless it's overturned later by either the legislature or a court interpretation.
I realize last, Commissioner Roper told me this morning that you made a decision on this, but you didn't tell me what the decision
My
was.
interpretation of it is that, and again, while I continue to do research, my interpretation is that the IGT transfer is legal for this county nursing home, for this nursing home right across the parking lot, as it's performing the functions of a county nursing home. What I'm saying though is, as I continue to do the research, I would like to see more interpretative case law to back that up, and it's not there. So I'm finding a way to supply that, and the only option, unless someone sues us, is to ask for an Attorney General opinion. And county attorneys have the right and the ability to ask for an Attorney General opinion, okay? My only concern is that they're a little slower than I am, okay? So I'd like to start it now, give you my assessment, this is where we are now, start it now, and then hound them, so we get it, I'm guessing it's gonna be 60 days, be my guess. So we can get it before the thing breaks on tomorrow. So just letting you know that's what I'm gonna be working on. But I have a trial next week, so I'm not gonna be done. Thank you. Okay. Those are, the only issues that I really wanted to bring to you, other than I did send that job description thing back to you, and I apologize I sent it to you wrong now. My thing auto-populates, and once I've sent something to a wrong email, it volunteers again and again and again. So I've gotta go in and delete that one and just have your Christian address. So that's what those were the issues that I thought were at least current enough to bring to you. Any concerns for me? Any questions for me? Okay. I have one more. Regarding the budget, what I would like to do, because I recognize the tight times we're in right now, what I would like to do is find out what we spent in previous years for outside civil counsel for Carla and for John. And what I'm probably gonna do is come back and ask for, well, let's hear what Brian has to say, if he has some better idea. And ask for an amount where I can contract outside civil counsel rather than a deputy. Because I don't know if the money's there to get to a deputy, but this would at least give us some resources. Because we need to do more, I need to be able to have a little bit more to meet the needs that are current and upcoming. And so, and I know that, I don't know the number, but I know Carla had some outside counsel that she was able to contract for, and I know John had done that in the past. So I'd like to find out a reasonable number in there and come back and ask you for that amount and not a deputy. How's that sound?
That's reasonable.
Is that in the ballpark of?
I think that's a lot.
Could be.
I think that's a lot more reasonable than the deputy.
Okay. Or we can do two deputies.
That's right. Right?
All right, want to call Brian?
Only because we had a time set with him, and
Yeah.
I don't want him to have had, at 2 o'clock, and we get cut short. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, I know we were working on the budget,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Hang out for a minute.
I'm having that work to do.
Yeah, I do. If you want us to call you, that's fine. It's up to you.
I can take a break.
Hi, Brian, this is Laura Albert. Hello, hey, sorry we're late. We are here with my fellow commissioners, Nick Korthals and Franklin Slivka, and Corey Swanson, and Debbie Kelly, and Mike Conkey, who's our DES coordinator. Debbie is our accountant, our finance officer, and then Ann Rousers, our deputy in the clerk and recorder's office. So if it's well, yeah, they just kind of showed up. You bet. Debbie Kelly, yep, she's our finance officer. Mike Conkey, He's our DES coordinator. And Ann Rouser, she is our clerk and recorder deputy. And if it's okay, I'll. All right, I'm gonna put you on speaker. Hopefully I won't lose you, Brian. Do I still have you?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. So, yeah, we're just working on the budget, and this is kind of sandwiched in between, so I think that's why the rest of the crew is here. But, basically what we needed to talk about with you is, to help us understand what the best course of action is concerning a, deputy, county attorney, civil attorney services for the county. What's the best way to go on that?
Okay, can I assume that money's no object? No. Well, I mean, the best situation, and let's assume money's no object, and then we can work backwards from there.
Okay,
Because it seems to me that the best situation, especially when Corey's gone, is to have a deputy county attorney who can pick up the criminal piece. That's something Corey and I really haven't talked about. I'm assuming that the AG's office comes in and helps out to cover the criminal caseload in the county while you're gone, Corey, but I didn't confirm that in our conversation the other day.
Yeah, that's correct. So the way it works, if we have a mental health commitment, Lewis and Clark County covers those because they do so many of them and the facility is there and everything. So I have one of their deputies covers that. And then as far as any criminal issues, I arrange for someone from the AG's office to cover that. And they don't, you know, we don't schedule like full court days and they jump in and do the full docket. They're just available for emergencies, search warrants, you know, unexpected cases they have to file, those kinds of things.
Okay. Well, I don't know what type of accommodation you've made to Lewis Clark for them to cover, whether or not there's a, you know, interlocal agreement or something to allow them to cover the youth in need of care cases.
For the youth in need of care, I haven't had them do any of those. Those are, the Attorney General's office also has a separate Child Protection Bureau that will cover youth in need of care, and they do it for all the counties. They help, you know, all over the place. So I have half of my cases I do myself, and then half I do with them in that arena. But for the mental health ones, really, it just started because I'm friends with them and know the deputy there. And when I started this, I had never done any of them, so I worked with them on a couple of them anyway. And so they just basically said, give us a yell anytime you need help, and then occasionally I just send them a bottle of booze. And that, so far they haven't complained as long as the booze keeps coming. Yeah. But on those we do. Go ahead.
They got Yank, Youth Court, and regular felony load and Justice Court. They cover pretty much all that for you.
Right, and for youth court, usually it's not an immediate need because that's only if a youth is in custody, and we've only had one youth that we had to do in custody. I was here for that. We had to file a petition within 48 hours, but beyond that, ordinarily, the juvenile probation takes those for a while. He tries to work with them for a couple of weeks before he brings it back to me and says, file a petition. So I haven't had an emergency need on youth. It's generally if we get a complex felony that may require search warrants in the middle of the night, or somebody on the ground at the very beginning of the investigation, or if it's a mental commitment. So those are the two categories where we need someone available kind of whenever.
Okay. Well, you're in the best position to say whether or not that is a relationship that you feel is something that, that you could get to the point where more than a bottle of booze might be adequate compensation, and you may feel like, hey, it'd really be good to have a deputy on site here to handle that. If
Yeah.
you think you can get by without a deputy, either full or part-time, then the other
Oh, and we also have, city attorney, so I do the city attorney work for the city council, and then whatever misdemeanors are prosecuted inside city limits.
Yeah, yeah, I know you had that, but I guess, I'm not too worried about the city piece, that's kind of between you and MMIA, or you and, the city council.
Well,
But I suppose if you got, that would be one other facet of it, is if you got a, deputy county attorney, they could either handle any conflicts you might have, representing the city on a matter, or they could also potentially, pick up the prosecution of cases in city court.
yeah. Is there anything that prevents, because I haven't found it, and it prevents a contract attorney from also providing felony prosecution coverage? I have a friend from law school who lives in Missoula who has done some prosecuting. He's in civil practice, but has done some prosecuting for that county attorney's office, and so I've seen it done before. Is there?
Yep.
But,
Yeah, as a special deputy county attorney, I've
Yeah.
seen that done also. I don't think there's any restriction on that. I think it's something that's doable. A lot of the private attorneys don't have the prosecution experience.
right.
But if they do have that background, or if they can pick it up, that would be an option too.
The idea what we're talking about in terms of who would we talk to in terms of finding out what that likely would cost based on, I guess, how much obviously we're asking them to do, but if we did a contract, do you know municipalities or counties that we should talk to? You said Stillwater, I believe?
Stillwater and Bighorn use the same one. And I think, typically if you hired an attorney and had to assume the full burden of, all their overhead, everything that an attorney's got to do, pay their support staff and everything, typically an attorney costs $160, $200 an hour. But if all you're paying for, if they've got their own office and you're providing them workers' compensation or something, I think Stillwater negotiated a lot lower fee than that, because they didn't have to charge, pay a standard billing rate, which, like I say, factors in all those other things that drive up the cost of hiring counsel.
Right. What
I
happened?
find that you could affordably pay someone who's in private practice a rate that's considerably less than $160 an hour.
Yeah.
And you'd have to talk to, I'm not sure, I don't know if I have a copy of that contract, what the hourly rate was. Just a second here, let me see if I can. Well, it would help if I could tell the county attorney's name first. Here we go. He is first. Monthly amount of $3,500, and he's providing up to 12 hours per week, so 50 hours, 48 hours a month, 3,500 is about $70 an hour.
$70 an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, I think only the county picks up for it. They pick up work comp while he's working in the county, but he's responsible for all his other bills.
They do pay work comp, huh? So it's not a contract, straight
Yeah.
contract basis.
Oh, Peter Smith says he is not covered by the county
about professional liability?
He picks it up.
Did they put a limit amount in there?
An amount
A coverage amount
of,
for his?
yeah, 1 million, 2 million, just like, you know, the county liability, which is really 750 and 1.5 million, but commercially, it's really hard to pick up. I mean, no one carries 750,000 per claim, 1.5 per occurrence. The standard commercial sector insurance is 1 million per occurrence, 2 million aggregate.
Okay.
So that's what he provides. So I forwarded it along to, and I won't tell you that this is the final version, it's probably pretty close to it though. So it's public record, or at least it's close enough that I think you can take a look at that, get an idea.
Okay. Okay.
So those are my thoughts on it. Again, we've had this discussion without me really having a full understanding of what the limits of available funds are in Broadwater.
There's not a lot, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these numbers and we're gonna be spending probably a couple hours this afternoon trying to cut the spending in the general fund, district court budget and planning budgets. That's a lot of money we're talking about, but,
Yeah.
we need the information so we can weigh what our options are.
Yeah. So anyway, this attorney, $3,500 a month, he ends up costing them $42,000 a year, but then he's not an employee. They don't have to pay his benefits, PERS, UI, work comp, malpractice. So he's got all that. The one thing, he does fall under the umbrella for, if he commits an act or an error or omission which results in a lawsuit against the county, he would be covered as part of the MACO umbrella, which again is not a Broadwater's pocket. That's just that's part of the MACO coverage.
Okay.
But really, if he screws up, there's two levels of recourse. There's his own malpractice insurance plus the county's insurance coverage from MACO. But I don't know, 42,000 may be too much to swallow. I don't know where you are with this, but
That's
this is
actually
the
not,
only county with a tight budget.
42 doesn't scare me. I guess the 3,500 a month was looking like a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Not that that'll be easy to find, but it doesn't scare me nearly as much.
Right. And the nice thing is, you're close enough to Helena where you just might find someone who's willing to come out and give you
Yeah.
that amount of hours.
Yeah, that's right.
The other thing too is we need a private attorney in town. We don't have anybody. We have Tom Budowitz, who is exceptional, but he's retiring. So at some point, we're going to need a private attorney in town to do, that kind of stuff. We have requests all the time for that, so maybe this is an opportunity for that as well.
Yeah, I've heard of Tom. I mean, he's certainly got a good reputation. I don't know much about what type of practice he had, but he's a well-known name.
He's trying to do a little more golf practice than law practice, which is why he's trying to retire.
He's probably earned it.
So, okay, well, thanks for the info on that. I had asked also the commissioners that we do a quick closed door meeting, and I'd actually like to keep you on the phone because it's an update on an issue you're aware of, a personnel issue.
Sure, thanks guys.
Did we lose?
Pardon? Oh,
Expired? Is there a fire? Tired. It's tired.
Thanks.
I'll let Franklin